Welcome back to Stars on Tap. I'm Brian.
I'm Jim.
And today we're going to stay with the large format bottles that we have on our list over there. First 2 weeks in January, if you didn't see the last episode, we're going to do a $2 discount on all large format bottles. This today we're going to review is the Pretty Things Beer and Ale Project out of Somerville, Massachusetts, and the beer is the Jack d'Or, which is a Saison, American-style Saison.
These guys from Pretty Thing, the owner, it's a husband and wife team, Dan and Martha Paquette. It's an interesting company for the mere fact that they are located in Somerville. That's where their kind of headquarters are, but they're actually tenant or gypsy brewers, so they don't actually have a location of their own. So they kind of travel around a little bit. They do a lot of their brewing out of Westport, Mass, out of Buzzards Bay Brewing, but they do go off and brew in other locations. Just recently, they did a collaboration with Boulevard up in Kansas City. So it's an interesting thing of what they're doing. But they make some great beers. This is one of them. So
one of the things I saw too is that they made it a point to say that when they brew beer in Westport or wherever they tend to brew, they take over the brewery themselves the whole day long, and they do all the work. Yeah. She humps big bales of hops as well as Dan, and they make some pretty great beers. So we will open this one.
They're big into Twitter too. So if you feel like following them on Twitter, they do a nice job on Twitter. They post a lot of pictures, things like that during brew days. But they definitely are into it. They do it all themselves. So
Jim always had a funny story too. We were serving one of their beers over here at Tosca on tap, and he had called the brewery to ask a question about the beer, and he answered.
Yeah, Dan picked up,
and it was very helpful, very nice. So,
yeah.
So this is very light, definitely hazy in color,
kind of yellow, kind of yellow,
almost like golden pilsner looking, but
yeah,
less than but more haze to it as opposed to another pilsner.
A very little head,
very light carbonation.
Yeah.
And this beer was bottled in August of 12, so it's fresh. It's not an older one, which they do put the date on the bottle, which is always a nice thing to kind of check out if you're buying a beer, because it is a little bit of an investment, one of these beers.
See how it smells.
There's a lot of lemon up front.
Yeah, lemon and with kind of spicy, spiciness to it. Kind of peppery.
Yeah, you definitely get the pepper. You get like a little lemongrass almost.
Yeah. Grass, kind of hay almost.
Reminds me of the smell when we use the lemongrass in the random. It's that same kind of very grassy, very lemony, citrusy, but you can get that Belgian yeast in there that makes it the Saison.
Right. The Saisons are, this one's a 6.5. 6.5. It's called a Saison, a farmhouse ale, and that originated from Belgians. Used to brew this a Saison style for their farm workers during the summertime to keep them probably a little motivated and also hydrated. But historically, those were about 3 to 3.5%. Now, kind of the modern day Saison, the American Saison, if you will, is 6, 7, 8, 9% alcohol. See how it tastes.
You definitely get that spiciness right off the top. That little peppery,
a little citrus,
a lot of lemon, a lot of citrus in the back. But it really kind of burns on the back of your tongue after the fact. That first sip kind of sits there and lingers.
It's a little bit more hoppy than I would have. I would have thought.
It is definitely not a Saison, a European style Saison. This is a very hoppy beer.
Belgian yeast,
citrusy.
kind of in the back. You kind of get a little kind of biscuit. Kind of definitely a bready flavor from the yeast. Kind of sticks with you. But the hops are definitely coming through. I think they use Palisade and Nugget for the hop blend, along with maybe a few others.
Yeah, it's definitely not your traditional Saison. So Saison drinkers probably will be taken back by it. But
and now it's almost it has a bitterness to it.
Yeah, very dry and bitter.
that's kind of coming through at the end. Very dry. Makes you want to have another sip.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he intended.
Exactly. Drink more. But it's very drinkable, very easy. You can taste that lemon, so it's got that kind of almost lighter. It's not like overpowering. The flavors are very powerful in the mouth, but it's not full. It's not like thick.
Yeah.
It's very kind of crisp and lemony and spicy.
Nice quaffing drink.
Yeah, it'd be great to pair with certain foods. Definitely a spicier pasta.
I think this one's a winner for me. I think this is a really nice, drinkable. It has some nice medium body to it. It has some nice citrus flavors, along with some kind of hoppiness and some nice bitterness at the end. This is a winner for me. I'm going to give this one a 4.5 stars. I think this is hands down and one of my favorite beers and one of my favorite lines of beers with the pretty things that they make. They make a bunch of just outstanding.
Yeah, they do great stuff. This I agree that I think this is a great beer. I think it's an excellent saison. I think it's very drinkable, very easy. It's not your traditional saison, which is why I'm going to keep it at about 4 stars for me. But I would absolutely, if I went someplace, have one of these if it was an offering. So I'm going to say 4 stars. I think it's excellent.
Great.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
$2 off any large format bottle at Stars. First 2 weeks in January. Hope to see you there.
Safe.